It's 9.3 Nigeria for a very lovely morning to you, Lagos. If you've been following the show from 5 a.m., you're welcome. It's good to know that you're there. You can watch us live right now on Facebook and YouTube. Nigeria Info 99.3. That's right, Nigeria Info 99.3. This morning, we will be trying as much as possible to give you some pointers to how you can secure a job post-COVID. Things are returning to normal gradually. You've lost your job at the peak of COVID. Some are still on furlough, so you're neither here nor there because, yes, on paper, you are on the employer of your employer currently, but you're not being paid. What are the options open to you? We'll try as much as possible to help you with a little bit of nudge towards a certain direction that could help you at the end of the day. I am Sheriff Quadri. Lagos, welcome to this conversation. Join us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM. Let me know what you think. My guest is a world-renowned HR professional, so feel free to drop your questions for us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM. Feel free, and we'll take your questions in whatever direction as regards how you can, help yourself get a job post-COVID. So, following the outbreak of COVID-19 in Nigeria, the federal government of Nigeria closed its land, sea, and air borders. We all saw it. The federal government implemented a total lockdown in states and cities with very high infection rates across the country. It affected businesses. It devastated households. Individuals lost their jobs. Businesses shut down, never to reopen again. Those that are managing to reopen right now are struggling to even stand on their 2 feet. Hence, it has affected livelihoods. It has affected commerce. It has affected how we live our lives day to day. Life as we know it today is not what it used to be. How can you cope during this time? Ajibola Bamidele is a lead consultant certification edge, I beg your pardon, joins us on the show this morning. Ajibola, good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you.
It's good to have you here.
Thank you very much.
You're a hard man to track down, right? When you're a global HR person, this is what we get. I mean,
oh, that's true. But really, it's a good thing to be on the show with you today.
Right. So a lot has happened. A lot of people have been battling to get back on their 2 feet. Nigeria slid into recession in 2016, the very first one in 25 years. We were already poor at the time. People already lost their jobs at the time. Some are even trying to bounce back. Then COVID hit. Then a lot more people lost their jobs. You are a professional in this field. Tell me, what is the feel like in the job hunting space? Are there jobs?
Okay, I feel that the jobs are there, and HR professionals are really looking for talents now, more than ever before.
Oh, no way.
I'm telling you that. The scarcity of talents in Nigeria, available talents, people that have the right skills required to solve business problems. So now we've gotten to a moment of truth whereby employers want to pay for value.
Oh.
Okay, so it's not about helping you out to just get a job anymore. It's about what value am I getting? So most employers are more deliberate about this now. Unlike in those days when people favor presentism. You can be at work and you're not working. And you get paid. But now employers want you to be at work and work for what you're being paid for. So if you're someone that probably you're not even aware of the solutions you can bring to the marketplace.
Right.
Most times when I recruit and trying to select people, you ask them, what kind of solutions can you bring? The person's looking. Worst case, the person tells you that, what I can do is I can do Microsoft Excel and PowerPoint. People have gone beyond that. There's a basic skill you need to have. So people should begin to rethink, am I even employment ready? That's the issue now, because we've left the era of people helping you get jobs. You must be ready. You must have the right value to help that business.
What are those values that would say that it's compulsory? I mean, non-negotiable, that somebody who wants to increase his employability quotient must possess as qualities?
Okay, they're soft skills, they're hard skills. Okay, so when you talk about soft skills, I'm thinking about your thinkability. Can you think? Can you solve problems? So most times you see people come into an employment space and you cannot even spot problems, more so even solve problems. So we have two things. So if you get to an environment and you cannot even identify their problems, then you're not the kind of person they need. You'll be a problem to them already. So can you spot problems? Can you solve problems? These are basic skills we should have built as we're growing up.
Right.
You know, being curious, wanting to push for excellence.
Right.
Now, all those things are not there. People are complacent just to be who you are. So that drive, you know, to want to always push for excellence. And there's something I've also noticed.
Yes, please.
Being responsible. You know, don't forget in school days, I remember many times when you have a breakout group, project group, adult group, and some people are posted to your group and they just say, oh, well, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
I'm in this group.
I'm in this group. Oh, I'll just put my name down.
Yeah.
So this entitlement mentality has been there since school days. And those are soft skills, being responsible, being wanting to do good job. Those things are not there. People don't take pride in what have I done at work. So long my salary is there, man, I'm cool. And that's what people should, that thinking pattern must change. Without that, the foundation is destroyed.
Please confirm this for me, Ajibola. I've heard this severally from professionals. They always say that, look, there are vacancies to be filled. The problem is spotting the person to perfectly fit those positions. So when people say that, oh, Nigeria has over 22 million youths unemployed, 6 million, 7 million unemployed, the argument will be how many of those can actually come into any organization and be impactful. Is that a problem we have? Because, I mean, I've also heard the other side of the argument that, look, we have people that can actually do jobs, that can actually work, that can bring value to any organization. But the problem they are facing is that you must have connection to get into these places. It's not that we don't have the skills. They've got the skills. We have loads of them out there who have got the skills. But then they don't have the opportunity to get the right jobs for them. So you hear, for instance, a PhD holder applying for 20,000 naira job of the federal government for 3 months. You have a PhD holder wanting to drive Dangote trucks. What does that say to you? What's the real reflection of things? What is the true story out there?
Okay, number one, don't let us confuse someone that has a certificate as certified.
Oh,
so it's
can you repeat that?
Not everybody that has a certificate is certified. Some people went through school. School didn't go through them.
Oh.
So it's possible you are a graduate in Nigeria. You have BSc, just a basic stupid course. You have basic and you feel, because most times, that's why I started by saying, most times people don't get engaged in school. People just walk through school because it's a requirement, not because you want to build yourself. So there's no way you're done with school and school went through you. Even when you don't have a job. Like I started when I left school. I didn't get a job immediately. I started making clothes. And I can tell you, I made my first million making clothes.
Oh my word.
So it wasn't about the corporate space.
Okay.
It's about what can you do. Now, let's take for example, you have a Nigerian university whereby people want to take their project. They're looking for someone to help them do it.
Right.
Ability to take up initiatives, be responsible to solve problems. Some will even, I haven't heard some schools, they will just take off the cover of somebody else's project, bind, and the graduates.
Oh, yes.
So are we sure that everybody that went through school are really graduates? I had an interview last week and somebody was saying, if you're not going to pay, you're not going to get some test scores because you didn't buy some handouts and all. So people went through a lot in school. So not everyone that's truly a grad, that's the BSc,
Right.
even though I have 2-1,
Right.
is only 2-1 in person.
Certified.
So these are issues that we face. So when people say, I have a son that is graduate, I have that, are you sure that person is truly, even when he has that certificate? And these are the true things we see. We see that the CV, what you see,
Right.
is different from the CV. So you're trying to say, is this your CV? But what I'm seeing does not look like this that I'm seeing on paper. Are you
Right.
sure this is yours? So these are issues that we should first take out and not say, okay, how many graduates are truly graduates?
Do we have an unemployment situation?
Yeah, we do. Because the number of jobs that we have cannot cater for the number of, in quote, graduates we have. However, the number of jobs we still have now, people are still looking for talents to fill those available roles because it needs higher skills to fill those roles. So I feel graduates should begin to see themselves as, come on, the basic thing you need to have is just the BSc, but that's not all. That's the beginning of upskilling. If you're not going to see, if you see yourself, why are you looking for a job? I have BSc, I'm not going to take a job. That's not the minimum requirement. We've gone beyond that. In fact, area boys in the future, we have BSc. Yeah, you could see a lot of Uber drivers, a lot of people doing security jobs.
That crap.
Everybody will have BSc. So having BSc will not be a big deal anymore.
Okay.
What extra things, what extra competence have you built? Have you gone out to sharpen your writing skills beyond the things that have been, what will make you the most preferred when everybody is preferred? There'll be something you're doing differently because there's surplus. So we want to pick only the few unique ones. So what will make you be the one?
The X factor.
The X factor. What exactly is that? And people, you must be aware of it before going for that interview. That I was telling some people I met days ago that you should get to an interview and look at everyone and say, I've gotten this job. That's the level of confidence you should have in what you've done to yourself.
How do you build your confidence to that level? What are the things that you're supposed to do? What are those steps that you should take in building your confidence level to that point?
Okay, we must be deliberate about building our soft skills. Because most companies, especially when you're talking about entry-level guys, people that just come in from school, people believe that, okay, you know what, we're going to build you, we're going to send you for trainings, we're going to build the hard skills in you. But however, you should have good communication skills. You should be confident. You should be able to solve problems. You should be able to think. So all those basic things.
Right, just basics, yeah.
Basics. But if those basics are destroyed, what can the graduate do? Because you've not fixed the basics. The foundation is not there. So no matter what we want to do to help you build the hard skills, you don't have those basic foundations already. So I feel that's where people are getting it wrong. The basic skills.
Well, I'll come back to you, Ajibola. For those who are just joining us, welcome. It's the Morning Crossfire. This morning, we're trying to solve problems. We're trying to help you if you've lost your jobs during the peak of the COVID. We'll try as we go along on the show this morning. Ajibola is here, is globally certified professional in HR, so feel free. You can drop your questions for him on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM on Twitter. Feel free to do that. We're streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. Feel free to also drop your comments there as well. I'll be taking them as we go along on the show this morning. Facebook is Nigeria Info 99.3. YouTube is Nigeria Info 99.3 as well. I'll be taking your comment any moment now. If you're sending me tweet, hashtag Morning Crossfire is very important to your tweet. We have the post up on Twitter already, so feel free to go there and let's know what you think about our conversation this morning. Let's get right to it before we go to feedbacks, because you see the phone lines are already blinking, but let me just run through the questions that I've got for you. How bad was it at the peak of COVID, the rate at which people lost their jobs? Are we exaggerating it, or people indeed truly lost jobs, businesses shut down? How bad was it?
It was really bad. It was really bad because it was a moment of truth for competence. It was really bad. It was a moment of truth for competence. So let's say, for example, somebody probably have been doing admin work, recording stocks in, and has been paid maybe 120 before. Employers that just realized that, we can get someone that's just maybe 40,000 person to record stocks.
It was that bad.
It was that bad. So companies starts replacing talents and saying, you know what, let's take this person that is earning 400,000 out, since we can just upskill someone, just a young graduate, to do the same thing. So you see a lot of people recruiting also during COVID and replacing their higher talent. So they're trying to use they tend to be more efficient
Okay.
in their bargain, how much they want to pay someone. So that's why people lost a lot of jobs. But employers are still replacing people.
Okay.
It's just that they're shrinking. They're going down and saying, you know what, we cannot pay the same amount anymore for these kind of skills. So if it's just a basic skill, then of course you will have lost your job by now.
Oh, wow.
So these are the issues that's happening. Basically, I feel the basic skills, employers are taking it down, and they're also trying to save up for the key talents, because everybody's competing for those people.
Okay.
So they're trying to just manage their cash flow.
Okay.
You know, reduce costs in this talent grid and put in more money to attract
this.
the real talents.
So how can, because also I'm very aware of some talents who've also lost their jobs. I'm aware of businesses who have shut down in the peak of COVID. Let's start with the businesses first. How can businesses begin to come back into doing business as usual, or there's not going to be normal anymore?
I feel strongly that the world changed. Everything changed. And we're in a new normal. So the old ways of doing things, we cannot go back to it. So now, if you were employed, and just like, let's imagine that the old environment, you were playing football on the land before, and suddenly everything turned to water.
Right.
You need to learn how to swim.
Find a way
around it. So the old skills before COVID will not help you post-COVID again.
Oh my word.
So acknowledging and accepting and not going through denial is the issue now.
People go through denial.
Yeah, everybody wants to use still want to use the old dead us to take on the journey. You need to dismount. Not try to get, some people will tell you, repackage your CV very well. Is it repackaging the old competence, or are there new competences that you are building? So it's a moment of truth that we must upskill again. We must try to look at ourselves and say, in the industry I want to go into, what are those skills they value? Start itemizing them and going for them. Now, if you're lazy about this, then you'll be out there looking for a job for longer time than ever before. So it means that you must acknowledge that things have changed. Then if you have to spend another 1 year to upskill, another 2 years to upskill, you just have to do that.
Oh my word.
Or else you'll be praying more than needed.
Praying more than needed.
More than needed. And it won't happen.
Ajibola, your sense of humor is insane. Okay, let's go to break. Lagos, let's go to break. When we return, I can see your calls. I'll pick your calls in a moment, and I will take your messages. But let's just take this quick breather. When we return, Ajibola, I would allow Ajibola to, talk to you directly and hear your questions and try and put some direction to whatever confusion you are in right now. Feel free to join us again after this. I'm Sheriff Quadri. We'll be back in a moment. Stay here. Oh, yes, it's Morning Crossfire 99.3 Nigeria Info Lagos. I can see your calls, but be coming down. We'll come to the phone line in a moment. Okay. Ajibola, what do we do now? Okay, let's go to the phone line. I will just suppress my own questions for now, and I will try and get some questions in directly. People can speak to you. If you are just joining us, you're welcome. It's the Morning Crossfire here on Nigeria Info. I have an HR consultant is a lead consultant for Certification Edge. Is a globally certified HR consultant, Ajibola Bamidele. He joins me in the studio. It took some time to bring him in, but I was just bent on no, it's you or nobody else. So he's here to answer all your questions. Adegoke is joining us from Lekki. Let's please, you've got 60 seconds when you're calling. Good morning to you, Adegoke.
Good morning, Sheriff.
Yes, please.
Good morning to your guest. Basically, my take is that there are actually lots of skillful, talented people in Nigeria. The problem I see is companies in Nigeria, employers in Nigeria, what they really want is your certificates. Have you been to the university? Are you a graduate? You have 10 years experience? All those stuff. Basically, the white man will ask you, what can you do? It's not about your certificate, it's about your certificate. What can you do? There are people who can actually do. Many polytechnics, technical schools have been neglected in Nigeria.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Ajibola. Let me come to you on that one. Is that still the situation where it's about your Bali and not what you can do?
Okay, because we have a lot of Nigerians looking for jobs. Of course, you cannot screen everyone. You have to have minimum requirements to reduce your talent pool, what you want to look out for. Because if you want to screen all Nigerians, from the uneducated that can sabisicate, like I said, then when are you going to finish your recruitment process? Your time to fill will be very long. That means you have to screen each Nigerian. So you have to be able to come up with minimum requirements,
right?
To be able to focus on certain pool. And at some point, some people tell you that you should have masters. Why? But there's so many people with BSc.
Okay.
So how can we narrow this down again?
Okay.
So not because we are not aware that there are people that sabi seek it, but we know. But do you want to screen all Nigerians?
Yeah.
Then you need to narrow your talent pool at some point and come up with minimum requirements.
So it's not that the certificates are the main criteria being used. It's just to narrow down.
Narrow down the pool.
Yeah.
Yes, narrow down the pool.
Okay. Let's see if we can speak with another caller here. Hello, good morning to you. We lost that. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. You're live on radio. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to have to let you go now. Thank you for trying, though. We're processing another caller right now. Once we are through with that, his name is Richard, I think. Once we have Richard fully with us, then we'll take Richard back here. And, it's Richie. Okay, so his name is Richie. Let's look at Richie, and then we'll go to Facebook and YouTube to take some thoughts. Richie, good morning to you.
Yeah, morning. Let me go straight to the point.
Yes, please.
Questions. Sorry. Your guest, thank you. I really want to let him know, most employees, what they really need from people. You see them, one person doing 4 people's job. On the other way around still, you said the vacancies are there, and the organization is there, not occupying the vacancy. They cannot look for 1 or 2 persons to train and put in. Are you not going to tell me the organization itself should be praying till thy kingdom come? Is the organization who does not occupy a vacant place unless they don't need that vacant place? Are they not supposed to be suffering for not having somebody occupying that place? Pick somebody and train that person. The economy is affecting everyone. It's affecting. Pick somebody and train that person up. Don't give excuses. As a manager, don't give excuse. As a leader, you don't give excuse. There's no excuse. You must make everything possible. Don't tell me the job are there and the people there are not there to occupy that place. What are you? Oh, man.
Okay, Richie, I get your point. I mean, you made your point, but Ajibola is here. Richie is saying that even if the people available are not qualified, you pick them and train them.
Okay, let's take an example.
Yes, please.
You want to travel from here to Kano, and you need a driver to take you there. So you have so many people applying that they can drive because they need a job. Now, you want to train, you need to go to Kano now. Of course, the timeline that you need those talents are also there, are requirements. So if I have 3 months, I can decide to train everybody to come and drive me to Kano. But if I want to move to Kano now, I need an experienced person to take me there, someone that know how to drive.
Right.
So it's about the timeline also, and it's about the company's budget. Now, if you're not, let's imagine you're making 40,000 and you need house help, you still be doing everything yourself because you don't have enough to even pay house help. So why companies try to do everything themselves at some point is that they might not have budget for it. So you might be looking at them. Have you not heard whereby they started declaring some companies that will soon fold up in Nigeria?
Yeah.
So it means that it might look good from outside,
right?
But you don't know what they are going through. Suddenly you just see that another bank is taking over, and you're wondering, they were just building another branch. So it means that you don't even know what is happening. Everything looked blim, blim, blim from outside.
Right.
But there's so much going on in organizations that's making them not being able to staff some roles because there's no money sometimes. And some people are indebted. Some companies are trying to pay back their debts. So you're looking at it, they have big structures. But that doesn't mean they have money to turn
healthy.
They might not be as healthy as you think.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we have loads of callers here. But let me take this message here while we prep our next caller here. Okay, why are people with some disabilities not really looked at, even if the jobs don't require physical power? And how can they be walked around? Femi Taiwo sent that in. Just hold on. Let's speak with Clement. You have to answer this question. It's very important. But let's speak with Clement, who is in Badagry. Clement, good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I just want to contribute a little for this program, Your Honor.
Yes, go on, Clement. Go on.
This is your guest in the studio. These are the way Nigerians being deceived. That man had no good thing to tell Nigeria. If somebody who needs a job that is not qualified, they have to take some time to take some people that qualify for such a job. You don't mean that everything is not marathon. I like any other kind of thing. So it takes time to take care of people so that things will be moving fine.
Okay.
You come and tell me you are going to Kaduna, you need a driver. No. Since 1960, we need a driver. No. That's what we are doing. Those are the kind of people that come to studio and deceive people. Let it get out of there.
Ajibola, you know why I allowed him to finish?
Yes, okay.
So that you can understand the mindset of an average. I'm not saying that he's unemployed though. The frustration, let's put it that way, the frustration the Nigerians are into when the jobs are there and then people are looking for the job, and some people get jobs through connection. We can't deny that it's still happening right now. While those that truly deserve these positions are just there languishing under the sun and everything. People are frustrated. People need jobs. I get your explanation as to, if you, for a profit-making organization, you can't just put everything there. The resources that you don't have now channeling to training somebody, when you can as well have used that resources to hire somebody who is capable and pay that person well, and get the results that you want. But quickly, let's go to this contribution from Femi Taiwo on Facebook, who talked about persons with disabilities. Why are they not often looked at when it comes to jobs and filling positions, even when their disabilities will not make them incapable of delivering on the needed job?
Okay, I feel there's we should go into the employment laws perspective about this.
Okay.
Because there's a law in America called the ADA. We call it American Disability Employment Act.
Okay.
That protects those people. And they have what we call affirmative action plan, saying that every employer must have a percentage of your staff
Right.
that have disabilities. And if you don't
One
have
form of
that,
disability
one
or
form,
another. Yeah.
you must have.
You
them
must have.
for you to have a robust and total workforce. So if you don't have it, so the law, do we have? Even when you look at government, sometimes I went to some structures which I will mention in Abuja, and I saw that there are no exits for disabled.
No ramps for.
No ramps for them. It's about everybody must go through the stairs. So the structure itself is discriminating. So even when you bring a disabled person there, you think risk. If there's emergency, who carries the person out? Because the structures are not even designed to accommodate disabled people. So you put them into more risk. And these are issues that you should also consider when you're bringing them on board, because employers will be liable.
Okay.
So I feel that we should start from even the structures, government. What are the laws?
We should take care of our policies first.
Take care of our policies first. Then every employer will conform if the policies and regulatory bodies are sticking to those things. And we should have those in government too, following the same percentage and all. And if it cascades down to the grassroots, anybody will follow suit.
Indeed. Before we go to our next caller, who will be processed now, let's go to YouTube, because we're streaming live on YouTube. Zainab on YouTube says, hello, based on experience, I have seen that just because a person graduates with a first class or 2-1 doesn't make them better than their 2-2 counterpart, especially if they study in Nigeria. I understand having a minimum requirement just because everyone can't be screened, but I think there is need to be ways around that, and a little bit of flexibility at the recruitment level. Zainab was basically just talking about narrowing down the pool of job seekers. Wale is in Akoka. We'll respond to Zainab in a moment, but let's quickly take Wale. Wale, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, you see, I usually the man, your guest is
He's talking like these politicians are the representatives and government. No, seriously, a Nigerian will live here today, and get to UK tomorrow, and next tomorrow he gets a job.
What kind of job?
Whatever kind of what kind of job are Nigerians looking for? The 100 million Nigerians that are out of jobs now don't need a banking job. They don't need that. When you say Nigerians don't have we don't have the capacity to how did he, I don't know how he put it.
Yes, Wale.
But we do have strength. We can do some work.
Strength,
we all don't have to work in the bank and other companies now.
Okay, well.
When you say we don't have the capacity, it's annoying.
Okay, Wale, thank you. Let's Ajibola.
Okay, for me, I feel when we travel out of the country,
right,
we drop our ego. We go and do the blue collar jobs.
Yeah.
And but in Nigeria, the ego is there. You want a graduate that says, me as a graduate go and do this. If you travel out, people take on different cleaning jobs, different things, and they get paid. Some
and they call you at home and they say, I'm employed, I'm working.
That's the truth. I have a friend that moved to America, and the guy started doing security, was a bank manager.
What?
Security.
What? Excuse me?
I'm telling you, security. It was doing security night and day. He would do one in the middle, and he was sleeping in his car for like 6 months in America, in Houston. And this guy sent money home. During that period, he was building his house in Nigeria. So he was just sleeping, doing security all over. But he was a bank manager in Nigeria.
He was a bank manager.
He was a bank manager. Most time, because we're into certifications. You see, when people are trying to travel out of the country, you see them come to us to upskill. That's when they now know. Nigeria is the only place you can be. You can have a job and you've not upskilled for 10 years. And consistently you get promoted.
And you'll be promoted consistently.
You have improving capability and competence. So, but when people want to go out of the country, even when you want to do security, you have to go for some certificate course in England before you can be hired to secure a place. But in Nigeria, you can just say you are ready now, tomorrow you resume. And it does make you security official, someone that will start opening gates. So I feel a ego stands in the way in Nigeria. Like there was a time we're trying to come up with something about, some people were coming up with something about nanny, you know. So many people need graduates to stay at home with their kids and teach them. Some people are working and they need someone, but they will never get. Why will I do a nanny? But they want to pay graduates 120 to stay at home. Some can afford it.
And they're ready to pay that money.
They're ready to pay that.
But no graduates will be open to that kind of opportunity here in Nigeria. Because they will feel it's demeaning.
It's demeaning. They rather want to do an office job of 40,000 or 50,000 somewhere, and they wear tie and all, and they're suffering and smiling. So there's the ego issue. That graduates should not do something like this.
Right.
Graduates should do something like this. So many mothers that are working class mothers, they're looking for people that will stay with their kids at home to do the homeschooling. And they want graduates to do it. But they won't get, because how will I stay in someone's house? So these are issues. So those jobs are the things Nigerians travel out to do, and their ego does not stay, because
they don't complain.
They don't complain. So they get jobs.
Oh, goodness me. This is time. Where you going? Time. Don't go anywhere. Let's see. On YouTube, when in a society where it's man no man, things go so bad. Okay, Tristan is just talking about securing a job in the country. I've got I'll come to the phone line in a moment, but let's take some comments. We've not been to WhatsApp. People are angry, I can see. Let's go to WhatsApp and take some WhatsApp messages. I'm sorry, I didn't forget you people. It's just too interesting listening to Ajibola in the studio here. Let's see who else we got here on WhatsApp. Osai from Lekki says, your guest has made some valid points, but the question is, are most of these companies ready to pay for the available talent? Most firms make some really ridiculous offers for for people who have spent so much resources on training, and this is really discouraging. That's Osai's point. Like, even when you've upskilled, when you have trained, when you've been certified on many levels, companies are still not ready to pay for the value you're bringing.
No, companies will be ready to pay for the value you're bringing, but you don't forget, there's also, you cannot pay what you don't have. So there are different kind of, so you can have companies that are paying fresh graduates 50, Some are paying 120, some are paying 250, some are paying 300, some are paying 400. So it depends on the organization you are applying that determines what they can afford. So even when you have you have someone with all the certifications, what a Shell will pay will be different from what maybe Ajibola and Co will pay. So if you've been applying to Ajibola and Co, they don't have it. And they want talents. So definitely
they want the best.
But they cannot afford it. Also, it depends on where you're applying also. And the places that can pay 400, 500 for fresh graduates, they only have few spaces. So definitely, and some will get it.
Okay. So Kingsley is here. When Kingsley is not with you, I'll ask my next question. Hello, Kingsley. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Kingsley.
How are you doing?
Very well.
Okay, yeah, this topic is quite interesting and obviously it's going to trigger a lot of Nigerians. So my question is this. Okay, so I'm talking from the perspective of a graduate trainee. So I would want to ask your guest, like, what exactly are some qualities? Like, if you go for an interview and you're asked as a graduate trainee, you're coming in fresh, trained, maybe to gradually enter to process job. Like, what are some qualities that you can, say to your interviewer so that the person can catch it, so to say?
Okay.
So that's one. And secondly, about government, it's not a new thing that a lot of all these jobs have to work with connections. I would appreciate if your guests can share some light in that perspective of favorism and connection, having to get connection, because you see a government job that is quite easy. You do the after the interview, you are quite confident that you are going to get the job, and at the end you see that it's maybe one of the friends that said he used connections that actually ended up getting the job, and it will be quite frustrating and diminishing to you who has merit.
So Kingsley, if I can get your second question very well, are you asking how to win even when someone with favoritism is in competition?
Like how to handle such a situation, because I mean it's very, 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 very tough.
All right, Kingsley, thank you. Apparently Kingsley is obviously in traffic. So Ajibola, first one, Kingsley asked about the first thing, how to impress an employer.
Okay, number one, you must be able to sell yourself. About how do you even, if you believe in yourself, then you must sell yourself. Nobody knows who you are. You are the one that will open your mouth to sell this what I'm made up of. Some people don't know how to even sell yourself, but they will say, just try me. I'm sweet. Try me. But we don't want to try you because there's money involved in this conversation. So you need to sell yourself. That's my own view. Learn how to sell yourself. Learn how to present yourself.
Drop your certificate. Just work on yourself on how to sell yourself.
What you know. How do you make me believe in you? People must go and learn how to do that.
They have to learn that too.
Yes, it's not. You have to learn how to. You learned public speaking. You learn how to do all those things. So people must go and learn how to do it. But guess what? If you tell the graduates how to sell your CVs seminar, and you have 1,000 people, you got it all for 1,000 people, only 10 will come.
What?
I do a lot of conferences for graduates. Guess what?
What?
If you put in there that come with your CV, you get a job and meet an employer. Yes, they all be full. So a typical graduate does not see that the need for upskilling and sharpening certain skills. And there's no way. This doesn't just take me that way. So these are people will agree, people that do conferences for graduates, you have to do everything to make sure they come. Because they don't feel they should build more competency. They don't feel there's a need to sell yourself, learn how to be, to add a bit of finesse to what you do.
Is it that they don't feel or they don't know?
They don't know that they need it. That's another problem. For you not to know that you know. For you not to know that you don't know. That's a problem. So I feel that's also arrogance. You should know that you should fine-tune. You should know that you should package the gifts you are giving someone. So you are a gift to the marketplace. So are you packaging it? Are you thinking about the wrapper covering you? So I went for an interview in your state, and
Okay.
guess what? This guy wore white shoe, green trouser, and Ankara as the suit.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going for a corporate job. Immediately you coming in, the person is already what is about, and you're saying that is, these are issues. So people should begin to look at it differently. These are
my
issues.
word.
So of course, if you come in, even when you're competent, the employer does not, or you've put him off. The way you're selling yourself. So we must go and learn how to sell yourself more.
I have to ask you this question. 8:50. I don't know why this time is running so fast. So people have lost their jobs. How do we begin to manage expectations in an attempt to get back into being employed? So you were being paid 300 before you lost your job. Should somebody still be expecting to be paid 300 or even more? What does it matter, the kind of job, the kind of skills that you have, and how can you manage your expectation? What should come first, getting employed or getting a good job?
So I have an ideology. If you don't get what you want what you get. It's better than staying at home and gathering dust. The longer you stay at home,
If you don't get what you want what you
you
get. So when you get that thing, just do it.
then prove yourself
Put in
again.
everything.
Everything, and prove yourself. Over time, if you're truly meant for the top, you'll get there. They'll see the difference. But if you still want to just have a lateral move from 300 to 100, and you're looking for another 300,000 naira job, you're not getting, you're getting 150, 200. Start your life again and put in effort. Start upskilling yourself. for
Because
the-
life itself is starting all over again.
All over again.
Businesses are starting all over again.
Excellent.
But do you think people are ready for that? We've got bills to pay, Jibola. Bills, plenty bills piling up.
Okay, let me give an example. I have a father at some point that he had to go back to school after when he was 50
After 50.
years old, because he got to a point that he realized that he needed to do something to license himself in his profession. And not being licensed is affecting him. So he had to come to a moment of truth. And the family had to bear with him, because we cannot continue running very fast on the wrong road. It's not working. So why do we spend time? It's better for you to go and fix yourself
Right.
than to be struggling with a car that is not moving well. Pack, sort out the car, change the things that should be changed. Then the car is good for the road again.
We cannot answer all the questions this morning, apparently. And we're fast running out of time. Jibola, please, what's your Twitter handle so people that have questions can contact you directly and throw their questions at you? Me, I'm transferring all the wahala. I'm boarding up to you now. Yeah.
Ajibola Bam.
Ajibola.
Ajibola Bam. AJIBOLABAM. That's my Twitter handle.
Okay. How about LinkedIn account? Do you have one?
Now, the Ajibola Bamidele.
Okay.
That's
All right. Ajibola, thank you so much for joining me on the Crossfire today.
Thank you for having
You've
me here.
been very, very, very helpful. Ajibola Bamidele is a lead consultant, Certification Edge. That's it. Don't twist that. Ajibola, thank you again.
Thank you very
All right.
much.